Standard Gains Podcast, episode 12, take 1.
Here we go. And as of right now, we have around 140,000 subscribers, downloads, views, everything in total on every single platform. Thank you guys so much for the support. And today,
we're going to be speaking about the algorithm.
And I actually have talked with quite a few also big creators out there with a few 100,000 subscribers, also a few thousand subscribers, and they really have no clue what they should be doing. They feel a little bit lost, and also a little bit as in like I've been working so hard, I've been working so consistently. When I put so much effort into this vlog, why is it not popping? You know, why is it not going viral? Why is it not going getting at least like instead of my normal 1,000 views? Why is it not getting 10,000, 20,000?
That can be
views?
Very demotivating as well.
Very demotivating. I mean, most of these guys that I talk to have been on the platform for years already. Also, some new ones, and the same thing applies. Like they actually stopped creating videos altogether. They just stopped because they were like, I'm not gonna continue with this because this sucks. But I mean, it shouldn't be that hard. At least there is definitely some explanation to be done, and also some key points to take away from this entire thing.
So if you listen to this whole podcast, you will actually know what to do. And we're not only going to talk about YouTube. We will also talk about Instagram, a bit of TikTok, but we will mainly focus on YouTube. But first, I have some dilemmas for you. The first one, the algorithm should always stay the same so people can really learn to optimize and get the best possible results. Or the algorithm should keep changing so that people who actually spend a lot of time on figuring it out get rewarded best. Changing, all right? And the second one is, I would rather spend 4 hours on really figuring out everything about the algorithm and make my video pop as good as possible, or I should spend those 4 hours in creating an additional video and get more videos out there.
Oh, easy. On the algorithm.
All right. First one, change.
Well, the thing is that the first one sounds like an ideal thing to go at. So that will be ideal for creators, but it actually isn't. But I will get into that. But for YouTube itself as a platform, they want to keep changing that because that's how they optimize like how much revenue they're making, how much people are watching, how people are actually liking the platform. So if YouTube does well, the creators do well. So
That's
YouTube
true.
Does well by changing the algorithm the way they like, and also the way it should be optimized, because that means that they are obviously like they're getting more views. But for creators, it's also not optimal, because that means that the content on YouTube would always stay the same. So even if you think, hey, I want to make something that's more epic, that is bigger, but it's not getting rewarded because it's not like a few years ago, it's not a 25-minute video, so it's not going viral, then that would suck.
Yeah, and one of the reasons I ask this is because in the other video we had on YouTube, basically where we go over your YouTube ad revenue, I had a dilemma for you, and you said, I believe the algorithm is fair right now. And it wasn't in the past, as you discussed. It is fair now, so that's why I think, hey, if it's fair now, then why not keep it this way?
It's definitely fair right now, because it's optimized for watch time, how people are actually also liking it. So not if they click in the thumbnail only, also that, but if it's like a clickbaity thumbnail and the video sucks, it's not going viral anymore. So that they fixed all that.
And that's a really good thing.
That's a really
good thing.
YouTube really had a big clickbait apocalypse basically back in 2015 or something like that. But now it is optimized. But let's say something changes. Some creator comes up with an insanely weird idea where they do something, or maybe something interactive that wouldn't work if the algorithm wouldn't change with it. Yep. And that will be very interesting to see. And that's how a platform keeps evolving and also keeps up to date with the trends. So that's nice. But yeah, I would definitely say it is sort of changing right now when we're looking at shorts.
Yeah, that's definitely interesting. I mean, I think for people who aren't as much into YouTube as you, they might go for the first one because it's easier. But then again, I also think it's fair that people who spend a lot of time on it, actually doing their research, actually get rewarded and actually get, grow. Even though, of course, you spoke about your rewind of, what was it, 2019, 2020, where you put in a lot of time, you did your research. It's still no guarantee that it will pop, but we'll probably get into that as well.
Yeah.
All right, so the second one, I already expected that to be easy. So I said spend 4 hours on optimizing your video for the algorithm or putting out another video, keeping in mind that, let's say an average video would take you 4 hours to make. I know you spend a lot more time on it. You said that's easy, algorithm.
Yes, because let's say you spend 4 hours making a video, and you could make 4 hours making another video. Yep. But instead of those 4 hours, you spend another video, you spend it on the algorithm and looking at other videos, what's happening, and you apply in those 4 hours, you apply that to your new video. I can I cannot guarantee everything, but I can almost guarantee that your normal video, if you get like 10,000 views, it could get 20,000 views. It could get 30 and maybe even 50 or 100,000 views. And the thing there is that is worth, like if you normally get 10,000 views, what's that worth? That's 10 videos if it gets to 100,000 views just because you optimized it more. So you spend 4 hours extra on what normally would have taken you to get the same amount of views. Like you spend like half the time. So that is like a lot less time. So the thing is, this is one of the main things I always say, spend time per video, not upload videos because you want to upload, you want to get a second video out this week or one video out this week. Upload a video because you like the story, you want to upload, you think this can go impact people and thus go viral.
Yep.
That's how you get views and that's how you get big on YouTube.
Yeah, so that leads to a question about the algorithm straight away. Because I think there's a common, and probably misconception, but correct me if I'm wrong, that YouTube wants you to put out as many videos as possible and that would be good for the algorithm.
That is definitely not true anymore.
Okay.
It was. That's why I like the algorithm change. Because back in the day, it used to be daily uploads, 10+ minute videos, 20-minute videos. So people would regularly come back to that's how they optimized for how YouTube was doing well. So from a YouTube standpoint, that made sense. From a creator standpoint, they just saw that the quality of the content went down, more clickbait. YouTube got a worse name. Also, they saw creators at some point, I think that was around that year, the burnout rate was like the highest of any, like it was 10 times higher or maybe even 30 times higher than the second most burnout job. YouTube was number one.
Wow. Okay.
Because there were so many YouTubers, they were just dying inside because of they had to upload and the algorithm was fucking with them and they were like, I have to do this. They didn't know what to do anymore and they were just done with it.
Okay.
They noticed that also, and I think that they wanted to make a change for the algorithm there. And that's what they did. So now they're the biggest creators out there. Like I think Mr. Beast right now, that he is like 63 million subscribers. He just uploaded his first video again after not uploading for more than a month and a half. Mark Rober, the guy he does really big projects, but the guy gets 30 million views per video, uploads maximum once a month.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Because they put a lot of time in the video as well. And all right, cool. So those were the dilemmas. Now let's go into the next thing. So normally we would go into what's a standard day for you. Again, we've had a podcast about you. So if you haven't checked that out, make sure to check it out. Super interesting what your day is like, even though it is changing a bit.
It's changing a bit.
So if you want to know that, check out his video on getting up at 5 a.m. Anyways, what does a standard editing routine, or how do you get your videos optimized for YouTube, and do you get it out?
So the entire YouTube video structure, basically.
Exactly.
Well, it already starts with pre-production. So definitely before recording anything, obviously, if I, in my head, have a fun idea that can get millions of views, or it takes weeks, months, and then finally I decide to do the video because something came up that I added to the video that I thought this is going to be worth it.
Yeah, so basically you have a whole list of ideas of videos.
That's recording. And then I finally record somewhere, and that could take like a day or up to months, 90 days. I've had things that take like a year. If you have that, then you go to the next phase, which is editing. So editing is where most of the magic happens. Well, I do really think about, like I said, the pre-production is really, really important for me because I really think about the shots that I want to take, everything that I have a checklist, everything that I want to say and talk about. But then post-production is editing. Everything gets sent to the editor that's behind the camera right now. My little brother, he's actually cutting everything up. Like if you have 10 hours of footage, he tries to make that, I know, 5 hours.
Is that like a lot for you, 10 hours of footage for a video? Or?
That was a lot. That was a lot.
I'm happy for you that he doesn't have to.
That was an entire day of recording for doing 8,500 push-ups. We have a video that is a few hours long. Sometimes it's an hour of recording, an hour of footage. Sometimes most of the time it's like around 4 hours of footage, especially if it's like a 30-day challenge. Yeah. So you cut that up to, half that, so I can look through that. What do you want to have in there and not? So I go through the entire script, sort of, checklist that I already made. I add stuff throughout the entire day or throughout the entire creation of that video because I'm like, hey, wait, I actually want that in. I also saw this something fun in another video, or I actually forgot to talk about this, which actually I didn't even talk about think about because I experienced that. So I optimize it constantly, and then finally, when it gets back to my brother, I ask him to do some extra edits that are quite basic, but really good. He's really good at that. So that goes fast. I get that back, and then I do the really heavy edits And if there's a sponsor integration, which I also try to make as optimized as possible, so it flows with the video, it goes fast, it's fun to watch. And then I think you're done, but you're not. Then you get the thumbnail. And if the thumbnail and title, I already created that most of the time at the beginning, something around that, if I didn't think it was gonna work, the title and thumbnail, I wasn't gonna upload it. I wasn't gonna create it even, because then I know it's not gonna work.
So basically, just to summarize that and maybe put that a bit more clear. So you say, I start with, of course, thinking about ideas, but part of that is, what is the title, what is the thumbnail?
Yeah, definitely. Okay. So I already thought about, like, so you do normally, the normal flow is that, and then you start creating the thumbnail and also writing the title, but I actually already thought about that beforehand, otherwise I wouldn't even have created the video.
In this sort of whole journey, in what parts do you have the algorithm in mind? Already thinking about the idea, about the thumbnail, but also while recording? Are you already, is it like a process, the whole process?
Yeah, the entire process. So you get, for the beginning, obviously title, thumbnail, that's where you think about it. What's working with the algorithm right now, what are people clicking on? For the video, you get, hey, this should be going fast. This shouldn't be too long. So while writing the script or the points, the bullet points or everything that I need, I keep the algorithm in mind, so I can upload the best fast video pace, but still also let it flow. People enjoy it. That is not I know people have a short attention span, but I also appreciate the viewer. And if I think something can take a minute, a talking head where I'm like destroyed and I'm trying to explain the problem, I leave that in, and that actually works. So.
Yeah, cool. So last time we said it's sort of fair, but would you say it's partly luck? Is it sort of rigged? Because that's also something you hear very often.
So the algorithm is not in my favor. I hear, there was this big YouTuber, which is. I can say there's one big YouTuber, but it's not going to be one big YouTuber. It's going to be a lot of big YouTubers that have 2, 3, 10 million subscribers, and they upload videos constantly complaining about the algorithm, saying, "You guys, I get messages. You guys are not getting my notifications. You guys are not getting this." That is how YouTube works. YouTube is not gonna. I think they came out with that, but when people ask for answers, they say, "Why are not getting all my subscribers getting notifications?" Because that's part of the algorithm. Why are my subscribers not getting my notifications? That is because, yes, they're subscribed, but subscribers mean nothing. At least not when you're not a creator that they watch regularly. If you watch me regularly, you will get all my notifications. If you don't watch me for the past year, you're 2.5 million subscribers only, and you get 10,000 views a video, only your 10,000 people will get notifications, because all the other people are not watching your channel, so giving them a notification, YouTube knows is not going to work. They rather send another notification. They know that people are subscribed to hundreds of channels, and they can't send hundreds of notifications, because you would just disable them. You would just disable your notification. So YouTube just looks at which creator do they watch regularly, and those I'm going to send notifications from. Even though they said they want to receive all the notifications, people just forget that they have put that on like 3 years ago.
True.
And if they would really, I'm not sure if this is probably legal, but I'm not sure if they would do that, they would send all the notifications. People would just, like I said, disable notifications, and it will be useless for everyone. And also, their videos are just not optimized for the algorithm, because having 10,000 viewers every single episode or every single video is plenty to let YouTube know, hey, this is a good video. But they are just talking to the camera, not doing anything like they used to do 10 years ago, which worked 5 years ago, but it doesn't work right now anymore. Create epic videos.
True. And what I know about Instagram, for example, if you upload a photo, but also a story, what happens is that first Instagram shows it to a part of your audience, and then they're going to look at how do they interact with this. And that's how they sort of realize, is this a good photo or not? So if people stop longer to read the caption, if you put, and that's also why me, for example, I put a lot of polls and other things in my stories, because if people click on the poll, it means they interact. So Instagram thinks it's a relatively good story, so more people actually start seeing it, even from the people who follow you. Is that something YouTube does as well? So do they first check, like, hey, of course you have the watch time, which is important, but do they first push it to as part of your audience, as far as you know? Or
100%. Well, at least it's not that. I think they have sort of categorized audiences. So they have people watch literally every single thing within an hour. They have people that watch it within a day, and they have people that watch it within like a few weeks, and then they have just not regular viewers, but just that come and go a few times a month, like a few times a year, something like that. What happens is that if you upload the first few people in the first group will get your video. Let's say that click-through rate is high, that watch time is high, they will go to the next group and to the next group. And getting into the next group is harder and harder. And I noticed that. And YouTube actually explains this when you upload a video that is doing well. My last video, for example, is the best performing video I've ever uploaded in a certain amount of time. And it literally said more of your regular viewers, so the first people and maybe the second group of people, are clicking and watching longer and clicking it more. And thus, other less regular viewers are also watching the video right now, meaning that they are pushing it to them. And it makes sense because they probably know that because the first group and second group really likes it, the third group will probably also like it. So let's say you upload a not so good video and the first group, meh, it will maybe be pushed to the second group, and then they will see, all right, this is not a video that is going well. Yeah. That's why changing the thumbnail and title can work really well, because I know my videos are good. I know they're optimized. I know the watch time and, the watch time will be good. But the click-through rate is how you package the video. So if I can change the packaging and I know they will like the video, that's how oh wait, I changed this, now it's performing well. If my video would be shit and I would be changing the thumbnail and title, the packaging, YouTube would see, hey, the click-through rate's going higher, they're clicking more, but they're watching, they're not liking the video. So it will still not be pushed to the second.
Yeah, and that's funny because if you are watching this on YouTube rather than listening on Spotify, you might see a change in our title and thumbnail today. Because we're actually also trying to see, hey, how can we reach a broader audience? So we're also playing with it right now.
Exactly. So because we got we're actually really interested. We got some comments about people that want to watch it every single Saturday. That's when the podcast comes out, and they were really like, hey, we do like the podcast a lot. We like the vibe, we like the style, but some topics, at least that's what they think in the thumbnail and title, are not really appealing to us. Like, we don't care too much maybe about YouTube, or we don't care too much about exercise, but rather more about YouTube and business. So we're not watching it regularly every single Saturday, so we're not really getting into the flow. But what are we gonna...
Well, basically, of course, it's not like we only speak about one topic. So very often we would say, hey, okay, this is about YouTube, but also a lot about business and other things. So we're more gonna try and let us know what you think about this, just to mention all the topics that we discussed in the podcast, in the title, and just see how that works. And
have a more of a basic thumbnail when it comes to, hey, this is the podcast, this is Stand Against Podcast we're watching. So that's what we're gonna do, because I actually watch podcasts that are a little bit more looking like YouTube videos, and Bob really likes to listen more, actually not even watches a lot of podcasts that are more about just like topics with more broad.
So the thing, what I do, a lot of podcasts I listen to say we're talking about and then 5 things. If 2 or 3 out of those 5 are interesting to me, I will listen. But if I would just mention one thing and that's not interesting to me, I will probably not listen. So that's what probably more people do. I think you're, as you say, you're more from the YouTube side of things.
And this goes against, found out we're talking about this also in the algorithm episode, this goes against everything that I have been learning so far, or I've seen so far in my YouTube journey, that works, does not work. So YouTube videos with one topic, a good title, and one topic that you know you're going to click on. It's not the normal vlog back in 2015. It's not the vlog like, okay, vlog 201, welcome, today I'm going to do grocery shopping and this. No. You don't want to watch that anymore. That's 2015. That's just what's happening. People want to know what they're watching. They want to watch a story. They want to watch something that has one cohesive thing. But for podcasts, and that's why I also watch those podcasts. So that's why I thought, hey, let's create thumbnails around one topic and also create a title around that topic that is mainly in the podcast discussed. But what we've noticed is that people then put it into a sort of a basket and think, hey, this is not the basket we're going to watch. Yep. And you're not getting into the flow of watching every single Saturday. So we're going to take it a little bit more broad, because in every single podcast, we talk about so many things.
Exactly. And I think maybe that's also something actually about the algorithm. And after this, we'll actually really dive into how does the algorithm work. You have to realize, what type of content am I making? Yes. So a podcast is different from a YouTube video like you make, which means that you might have to optimize it differently. And a short, again, is very different. And you would optimize it very differently. And maybe if you still do vlogs, because some people do make vlogs which get a lot of views.
Oh, yeah.
You would also optimize it differently. So I think just like when you put out content in general, you have to think about what platform works best for me, because of course people are on YouTube for a different reason than they are on Facebook, you should maybe also think about what type of content am I uploading and how should I be optimizing. But let's get into the algorithm. So I'm going to sit back and explain the algorithm for me.
Okay,
definitely. Everyone.
Definitely. So the algorithm, it sounds like this crazy, scary thing, this really big thing. What is it? An algorithm could be on any platform, is just an optimized way to filter content for people that are watching. If you're watching, you want to have a good algorithm in place. Otherwise, you're getting a lot of shitty content recommended. And I find that look at the platforms you're using right now. Look at Instagram, look at TikTok, look at YouTube, and maybe any other platform. If you look at TikTok, TikTok is known for the crazy algorithm, like insane. People can go viral with 0 followers. I tried this worked. But also from a viewer standpoint, if you look at, hey, I am actually just opening TikTok, and the first TikTok I see, I find interesting. I scroll, and basically everything I look at
2 hours later, you're still scrolling.
Is interesting. Yeah. And this is mainly the more you start using TikTok, because TikTok has more information about, hey, what are you liking, what not. And TikTok is known for the insane algorithm that is so accurate. That's why it's working so well, because people just, like every single 3 TikToks that you see, you will probably like a lot, maybe even actually like or save or share with people. That's how good the algorithm there is. Same applies to YouTube. If you look at your homepage right now, it goes a little bit faster. It's still scrolling. I can guarantee you there will be one in the few videos that you scroll, you will probably want to click. And if you don't want to click it, but you can try right now. Try to click something else than you well, not during this podcast, but after the podcast. Yep. Try going to YouTube, click on one video that the algorithm recommends to you, and even though you think, hey, I don't think this thumbnail was anything for me, or this, try to click it, and I can guarantee that there's probably something that you will like, or that there's that you're actually like, wait, this is actually a good video. The algorithm knows what you want, even though you don't necessarily know it yourself. So that's kind of scary, but that works because they know how you've been interacting on the platform and what kind of content, and similar viewers to you, what they're liking, what they're smashing leak on, you know? Yeah,
and fun sidestep here is I actually sometimes I'm in a private browser, also for work-related things where I have to check websites that we're making, and sometimes then I go in a private browser to YouTube, so you're not logged in, they don't know anything about you, and I see such a random videos and I get annoyed because I don't want to watch this. So even though people sometimes say, oh, it's annoying, it's actually perfect that you see things that are, imagine going on TikTok and you would see the most random things that you would like, and there's random shit on TikTok.
That's why I hated TikTok at the beginning. I was like, why are people enjoying this so much? And then I understood that the algorithm was actually, if I go on TikTok right now, I don't even use it that regularly. I use it like a few times a month, literally that. And now my algorithm is already optimized for myself. And that's actually very interesting.
Exactly. And so it's a good thing.
Yeah, it's a good, I think it's a good thing. Because I like to watch content that I like. Instagram is, we're going to step down because I do think YouTube and TikTok are very similar when it comes to how good the algorithm is. Instagram is a step down for me. Instagram is really, it's a bit random also because it's a little bit, there's no homepage really. It's your own homepage, people you're following, which makes sense. I'm not saying it should change, but Instagram is 100% still searching how they can be the next, TikTok. That's what they're doing. Reels, especially that algorithm works the same. Still, I don't say it's as great because I'm a lot more on Instagram and I feel like they still don't know what I like.
Do you use the Explore page ever?
The Explore page I don't really use. No, so that's the thing. And why do people use the homepage but not on YouTube but not the Explore page? That's because it's not like their main page. So they should either lead people to an Explore page with literally one post, not like a million choices they have to press. So they should probably change that into...
They've tried that, right? Or they've actually changed it. Because if you go... I don't follow a lot of people. So if I go to Instagram, there might be 2 new posts. And after that, they see you go to suggested for you, and it's like 1 post.
So I guess I've never had that.
Because you...
I follow I follow a few hundred people. So...
so that's what they've done. So once you've seen it once, it's gone from your feed now.
Okay.
So then sometimes if I open it 2 times in 10 minutes, there's no new post, of course. So it just shows recommended for you, and then
on your homepage.
On your homepage.
Okay, that's good. That's good. That's what they're probably looking for. But I would say if you press on the Explore page, you should not get 50,000 options. You should get 1 option.
Yeah.
Reels or just normal Instagram posts. Yeah. Literally those 2. Yeah. So because normal people just like sometimes they want to just watch Reels and sometimes they want to click photos. That's what it is. So I would say Instagram is still searching, and it's definitely not optimized for a creator if you want to grow. If it's for yourself, I would still not say I really find it very, like I'm a lot on Instagram, but I wouldn't say I get very, it's just what I'm following, you know?
Exactly.
And it is what I'm regularly liking, but also because they are showing it to me more, I'm liking it more.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of a debate there. I'm not feeling as strong about the algorithm there. But that is an algorithm in a nutshell. That is just searching for you, what you're liking, and for the viewer. And as a creator, you want to know how to get into that algorithm so you get pushed to the audience. As a creator, you want that. How do you do that? How does that work? What is the magic behind that? It is, drum roll, very simple. Create content that people actually want to watch instead of shoving it up their faces. That's actually, that's what it is. But simply said, how do you do that? Well, that is looking at, obviously the simple answer will be looking at what's going viral. Look at it, at what's really changing right now. And if you're a starting creator, that will be number one priority. Look at what's working right now. Try to recreate that because you have no knowledge about the algorithm at all. So upload stuff like that. Just recreate some stuff. And now this is where the fun part begins. If you want to be getting into the algorithm, you want to create content that is standing out. That is not just generic. So that's also a thing that people like. This is more going towards, hey, what are people actually watching? They're watching new stuff or stuff that they know that they really like. So that's the viral stuff. Once you've been uploading a few videos for the algorithm, you can see, hey, this is what I'm doing right. This is what I'm doing wrong. So if you go to the real algorithm killer, if you want to get into it, you want to look at your own analytics. And if you want to look at the analytics, you got click-through rate, watch time, and you got a lot more. You got interactions, you got comments, you got a lot of stuff. Yep. But what you want is that people are actually finding the package interesting of your video, of the algorithm. Like in the algorithm, they're looking at your video and thinking, hey, this is a good thumbnail, and this title supplements the thumbnail. Nice. And then you actually want them, after they click, you also want them to stay. Now you're learning, hey, this is what I'm doing right, this is what I'm doing wrong, because this is where people are clicking off. You can see where people are the retention. You can see where
how many people have to watch your video in order to be able to actually say something? Because I remember when, like half a year ago or longer, when you started helping me with my YouTube, you said, oh, this is actually difficult because there's, my channel was getting a couple hundred views per video. There's not a lot of data.
You even had like videos with 50 views. How do you get there? Well, so first question is, how many do you need?
Yeah, to actually be able to look at, because maybe those 50 people are your friends and they're not going to be the average YouTube, so.
Definitely not. So actually, that's the only thing with the algorithm right now on why I like TikTok better than YouTube. Well, I don't like it better because it's hard to give everyone the advantage of uploading and then getting like a few thousand views to see if they're actually a good creator. Yeah. Because on TikTok, you can do that. On TikTok, you can, because if the videos are so short and so many people are scrolling, you can give a few people in the world, you can get them to see their TikTok, and if they're liking it, all right. For YouTube, it doesn't work because it's a 10-minute video. So how many do you need? I would say a few thousand, and that can sound very demotivating, but I would say a few thousand views per video to actually get started. But that shouldn't be too big of a deal when you're, first of all, enjoying it, but also when you're looking at how to get there. We explained this in the, how I went from 0 to 1 million subscribers. But briefly, what I said there is try to reach those people yourself, those few thousand people yourself. Instead of the algorithm, try to do it yourself with friends. Maybe build your audience on TikTok, which is the platform where you can more easily grow. Try to get there to a few thousand, like 10,000, 50,000 followers, which is actually very doable if you create content, which is also optimized for the algorithm on TikTok. And how do you do that? Same thing applies. Look at what people are creating, try to create it there. And try to optimize it there and learn from your mistakes. If you're like, hey, why did this TikTok not go viral? Try to create the same TikTok, but just a little different because you think, hey, maybe it didn't go viral because of this. You can do stuff like that. Yeah. And then link to your YouTube channel, get a few thousand views there, and that's how you build it up. Yes, you can go from 0 to 1 million subscribers in 1 year, but I would say give it a few years, but definitely build up to a few 100,000 subscribers in a few years, like in a year, 2 years, if you're doing everything right. And that is also getting to know the algorithm on all platforms. So if we're going back to YouTube, we talked about click-through rate. We talked about watch time, retention, where are they clicking off, why not? So that's how you build a great video. If you can get people to watch for 100%, that would be insane. Normal is around, if your video is 10 minutes long and people watch for 50, 60%, that's good. If people, depends on how viral you go. Let's say you have a few thousand views per video and your click-through rate is how much percentage of people that see the thumbnail actually click is 10% or higher, that's good. 12% is pretty crazy. 15% I have seen sometimes. But if you get millions of views or hundreds of thousands of views, it will go down to 5, 6, 7% fairly easily. And that can not to be too big of a deal. So that is YouTube. If you go to TikTok, you want to actually sort of, like I said, create what's popping. But also you want to be very new. You want to be showing stuff that people not that they're not sure if they will like or not, but they think, wait, what is that? And then they watch, because the content is so short, they will probably watch it completely, the 15 seconds, 20 seconds, because wait, what is that? I have a sort of board breaking video. We have multiple too. And they both have around 30 million views on YouTube and also went decently viral on TikTok. And the thing is, why? Because it's new. It's like, what is this? We saw a few one punch videos and they were on wood. So they punched it and they did like a 1-inch punch. And that was very interesting. But we thought, what if we do this with the very bright, colorful breaking boards, which are actually meant for that as well, and just build the levels up. That worked really well because no one had done that. It was really... not in this way, not in this fast-paced style, and I don't think even like something close to that. So, new.
Yeah,
be new.
And I guess basically what you're saying is you need a hook. So people give you, on YouTube maybe 10 seconds or 15 seconds. On TikTok probably like 2 seconds. So if you're not hooked in 2 seconds, if there's not something happening in the first short period of time of a video, they're going to go to the next video.
Exactly. And for YouTube, that is harder because on TikTok, they start playing the video right away. On YouTube, they started doing that with like when you're sort of hovering over a video and you're not watching anything else, it will show you like the beginning of the video. Can help, but you want to get your hook in YouTube is actually the thumbnail and title. You want to get that as proper as possible. How do you do that? You want to optimize it for other people that are watching. How do you do that? Look at what is working right now and make your own style. So you want to stand out, but you don't want to create like these weird spacey backgrounds with your head 100 times in there just because you think, hey, I've never seen that. You've probably never seen that with a reason. Maybe not. If someone creates this and they get 100 million views, let me know. But the thing is, create what is working, but in your own style. Be even more creative. Bring it to the next level. That's what the big creators have done right now. So you've got Mr. Beast. Let's take him as an example again. You've got Mr. Beast. Everyone did giveaways. Everyone did giving $1,000 to a homeless guy, which is great. Lots of people do it for views, unfortunately. What did he do? He took it to the next level, and instead of 1,000, he brought it to 10K when he just literally was a small YouTuber, and then he brought it to 1 million. He gave literally like a waitress, he gave like a 20K gold bar as a tip. Stuff like that. That's next level. He's bringing it an established niche on YouTube, like giving away like big giveaways or big prize monies. He just an established niche. He just brought that to the next level, and that's where he really shines now. You got other big creators right now and that are doing like similar things with a different niche, and they're just bringing that to a next level right now. I can take myself maybe as an example. I don't want to take too much credit for certain stuff, but if you go to the workout niche, that was always very, very serious or very serious, and if it was a little bit less serious, it was more of a challenge. It was very low quality, so it was very homemade, which has its own style and also definitely works. There are videos with 10, 20 million views, very homemade. Or it was very cinematic, but then it was more like a motivational video, so you got these things. And I combined basically everything there with a little bit more mainstream in there, so you get like challenges which are more fun, very high quality, very fast-paced, instead of the homemade, no-cuts challenges. And that's what I brought the entire sort of entertainment, fitness niche, workout niche, calisthenics niche to the next level. And that's why I think that's where the secret of my growth is. And that's how I optimized for the algorithm. I just took a well-established niche that I happened to be in for years already. And then I thought, wait, I want to be optimized. I'm going to look at what I just said. I'm going to look at my statistics. I'm going to look at everything. And then there you go.
All right. I mean, I think how you started is really, really true. So the algorithm sounds like this magical, hard sort of thing.
Strange, yeah.
But basically all you do is, what do people want to see? And how do I make sure people click and keep watching?
how do you make sure that those are the key points when you look at the algorithm? That's a really, really great question.
Yeah. So how do you do this?
I have no clue. No.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching. No. So how do you get people to click? Well, the thing there is we discussed it briefly. So you want to obviously look at what's working. So I repeat this a lot, but look at that, then create your own style around there. So that is the thumbnail, but you also want to make sure the thumbnail and title supplement each other. And I noticed recently that having the same amount of information in both isn't supplementing, it's just repeating yourself. And that can be helpful for some videos. But if you, let's say, frames, if you have a frame of a video, you create a thumbnail that looks more like a frame. So more like hey, this really happened in the video, and then the title explains what's happening in the frame. That works really well. Or you hold up something that it looks like a photo, and you write text on that instead of just writing really big text above your head. Still also works, but that's more vlog type of style. Or you do supplement text like as an arrow to something that you're holding, and that will work as well because you're sort of explaining already what it is, and then in the title you explain it in depth.
Yeah, that's something I want to, because arrows, colors, those are, I think, pretty important. I see them all the time on you, but also a lot of other people.
Those are really important, but also to stand out, if you don't use them, you already stand out now because they're so overused.
Yeah.
And if you don't use them and you actually use something completely different, so you do an edit, which is really weird. You see, editing works a lot right now. So photoshopping. Now, high quality photoshops get appreciated a lot more. So you get these surrealistic, but still realistic thumbnails, and people are like, what is happening there? And then they read the title. So there's no text, no arrow.
Yeah.
But then they read the title and think, oh, wait, that is happening there? Let's click. And how do you get them to actually get the high watch time, the retention? How do you get them to stay in the video? Well, establish the video. Establish your subject. Establish what you're going to do in the video in the first seconds. So don't just go around it and say, all right, what's up, guys? Today, you see this there? No. Just go right at it. So go like, today we're going to do this. Or you just establish it with a shot that happens in the video and say sort of coming up. This is very 2015-ish as well, but it still works because people want to know what it's basically the thing we just discussed with the podcast.
Exactly.
If a lot is happening in a video, and you actually want a topic to be more than just a few frames in the video, because this is all very 2015 as well, like jumping off a roof, 100-meter roof, something like that, and that happens 10 seconds in the video. Crazy, but the video is 50 minutes. Stop. Stuff like that. So you want to have, if you're going to do a 100-meter jump from a roof, make it epic, make an entire video around that thing so people know what they're going to watch. And if a little bit more happens because it's a longer video, so like it's 15, 20 minutes, and people are like, why am I going to watch a guy 20 minutes jumping off a 100-meter roof? Like, it's a little long. Then you need to let them know why they're going to also watch the build up to that, or what's happening more. So that's why coming up could work as well. But I like to make a video start right away. So if I wake up at 5 a.m., I'm going to do that for the next 30 days. I'm going to establish that ID, that the flow of the video in the first few seconds of the video, because I'm going to say waking up early. This famous guy wakes up early. This famous girl wakes up early. This famous woman wakes up early. Why should you do this? And then you just in the flow. It goes super fast. And throughout, like when you've got the intro, so you should really write an intro so you're not just recording without knowing what you're going to do.
Yeah, there's an important tip, I think. You just speak over it, but I think that's very important.
That's really important.
Yeah.
Write stuff down. Yeah. So that's what
And the intro as well, especially the intro.
Because the video, if you have people watching for a minute, like you said, people are deciding if they're going to watch in like 10 seconds. Within 10 seconds, that's most of the time the thing. And if they are still watching after 30 seconds, that means they're probably watching for longer.
Yeah.
Or after like a minute. So if your intro is fast, but it takes like 30 seconds to a minute, and you got them hooked in there, then your video can flow a little bit less. I would still say make it as fast as possible without any redundant information, so people keep watching. Then your video is optimized. That is literally how simple it could sound. How you do this properly, that's going to be a lot of research and a lot of looking at what your audience, your niche wants. Because I know that there are, I'm going to make the most interesting or most easy step, difference between guys and girls, or men and women, content creators or mainly viewers. My viewers are 90 to 95% men.
Yeah.
5% to 10% women. Meaning that I should more optimize, or if it depends on if I want more women, but if I'm smart, I optimize it for men. So my regular viewers right now also watch the videos for like 60, 70%, and it gets pushed to the second audience, which we just talked about. For women, I have noticed, especially with my girlfriend and also my sister and people around me, maybe there's a really big niche in there right now, but the content creators there are not very fast paced. Not at all.
That's interesting.
So there's a lot of vlogs still going viral there, lots of vlog types, which is very fun to see. But I'm interested to see where this will go for women in the next, the algorithm at least there. If there is a creator out there, a woman that has like a 90, like in my case, 95% men, but 95% women audience, if you try to fast pace your videos right now, maybe you're still struggling to get views, or if you try to create an entire new niche there that goes fast paced, that sort of looks at other niches in the men, or in the, maybe we are in front of there, or maybe just girls in general or women in general like to have just slower and more relatable videos. Yeah. So maybe there's a really big niche there, and maybe there's just not women that want to watch those fast videos.
I think it's interesting. If I speak with people or students about building a personal brand or building a business, one of the first things I tell them to do is make an avatar. And the avatar is, who is the person you want to serve, basically, whether it's your brand or whether it's a business. And then answer questions. So first of all, is it male or female or both? What age are they? Maybe where do they live? But also, what keeps them awake at night? What's their problem? What problem could you solve for them? Yeah. What are they looking for? Because if you don't know this, you're going to have random content. So, for example, for some time, for me, my brand was I help young entrepreneurs, male entrepreneurs, 18 to like 24, who just have their first 1 or 2 clients and they want to go to the next step.
Yes.
So my content would be for those people, and maybe someone would watch who doesn't have a client yet and is not interested, or maybe someone who is doing 100, 200K a month. I don't know that. So they go away, but that's fine because that's not my target audience. That's not in my case, consumer I want to convert to a client. So I don't make this for you. I think that's basically what you just said. Who's your audience? What do they want to see? And then, the type of content you would make is very different from what I would have to make in order to get a high watch time, because different audience. So I think just figuring out who your audience actually is and who you want to reach is very important.
Because there is a very big creator right now, Emma Chamberlain. She is like the Casey Neistat, what's what people say of now. He used to have a daily vlog. He was men, but I wanted to know his men to like women ratio. I think it was more like 60-40 men and because people found him more, he was appealing to everyone, and it was not necessarily about like fitness, calisthenics, which is more men, what I'm doing. But that was also more 2015. So that's why I think that worked, because if he would daily vlog right now, it would work because he's Casey Neistat. But if he would have that vlog right now without him having a name, I'm not 100% sure. I don't think it would work that well as it does right now. He wouldn't get millions of views. Though Emma Chamberlain gets 3 million views a video and uploads like once a week, and it's literally, I think she's an amazing person, but I would never watch an entire video of that. It goes so slow. It goes way too slow for me, but she's building the strongest brand. Her followers are the strongest. Yeah. Literally.
And again, you're probably just not the audience. So that's
I'm
fine.
not the audience.
So
that's completely fine. Yeah. But it is so different than what I would watch, and that I have learned what works on YouTube. So the way she creates content, it just makes no sense that 3 million people watch it every single time. But that's probably also because some people have that. She's just so charismatic. Yeah.
Plus, I think it does make sense because we can't say that everyone wants to see the same type of content.
100%. Yeah. But if I'm looking at the big numbers, so if I go to, if I get a video with 1 million views, I'm like, that's crazy for me. Like, that's a really good amount. But if we're looking at content that just regularly gets 30 to 60 million views, you can draw a line. It is fast-paced. It is about one topic, or at least there is one topic established, and they're working towards a goal. Like, it is all same. That you can draw a line. And if I'm looking at content that gets 5 to 10 million views or 3 million views, I would still not say that Emma Chamberlain content is in there, but she is.
Yeah. So she found her own niche, and that works
crazy.
Within.
That is super interesting. I literally studied her the past week because I was so confused how she was getting so. And that just means that I think her audience is literally 95% women, and that just shows also that which is very fun, that women and men search for different things. Yeah. Maybe it is still like a niche that is still to be discovered for women, and that's what I also told my sister. Like maybe I was completely wrong with her YouTube was doing right. She was doing pretty good when I was helping her, but I thought maybe there's a completely new niche in the women industry in YouTube, and that's fast-paced videos, and also like it's more like Mr. Beast style, but in your own way, relatability as well, but still faster. But maybe I was completely wrong, and that is just not the audience that you're gonna get, because that audience doesn't exist in that way.
Yeah.
So I find that super interesting. So I studied it, and I still couldn't figure it out because the videos went so. It was so super interesting, and I definitely 100% respect Emma Chamberlain, because she's like, it is crazy that she's building this and she's working very hard. But it's just not, I'm not her audience. So she's not my audience probably as well. She probably thinks my comments like, why would people watch this guy doing push-ups? So
exactly.
Similar to that.
So I guess just maybe to get a bit of a recap here. So what you say is, first, of course, prior to even think about recording anything, do your research, look at what's working, think about the thumbnail, think about the title.
Yes.
Then you start writing the script or bullet points, but also really make sure to write down an intro, because the beginning is so important. You need to hook people in the first 30 seconds to a minute. If they're not watching, they're going to go away. In this whole process, keep thinking about who is actually my audience, what do they want to see, and that can be different for every channel. Okay, then you've done everything, you filmed it, you've edited it, you've done all your keywording, and you write like a good description which has some keywords, upload it, give it a bit of time, look at the analytics, where do people stop, learn from it, change something if needed, and focus on quality and not quantity. And I think that's sort of the...
100%, and apply everything that you learn, apply that to the next video,
exactly.
and to the next video, and to the next video. But this was a great recap. This exactly. And also the main takeaway here, if you do this process, you will see results more than if you wouldn't do it.
Yep.
And one thing I would add there is look at what's working, so you can know where to start.
Yep.
And expand to different apps, to different platforms. Expand to TikTok,
exactly.
YouTube, and Instagram, and not just one. Do multiple, and
be patient.
Be patient. Also a great one. But that was a really good recap.
Thank you.
That was a nice recap. So Bob is learning as well.
Oh yeah, I think that's one of the cool things about a podcast, that sometimes we speak about topics we both are quite knowledgeable about. Sometimes we speak about topics that one of us is more knowledgeable about. So you also learn while actually being a podcast host, and that's
100%.
That's really cool.
That was super cool. Last episodes as well. Last one with Arjen was super interesting. So that was 2 episodes ago. So you can check that out if you haven't already. That was about what type of workout is the best for you. So we are also having like multiple topics on this podcast. Let us know if you like that or not. We're very interested, because we think that a healthy, productive way of living is beneficial for everyone, and also building a business and YouTube is what we're like good at. So we are a little bit broader than the regular, hey, this is how you make money, or hey, this is how you build your YouTube channel, or hey, this is fitness and productivity. We're just combining everything. Let us know if you like those nuggets in there, or if we should stick to one topic.
Exactly. All right, so Stan, thank you so much for sharing all of this. I know I learned a lot about the algorithm, and thank you so much for watching.
I mean, the thing is, I get some questions, or I see like some people that said, hey, like YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, I'm just focusing on my business. Can you just give some tips there? No, if you're YouTube, if you're literally like, if you're not using YouTube or any other platform, or at least like all the platforms, you're really missing out as a business. And if you're saying you're not interested in that, you're really, really missing out. So make sure to, share this with someone that maybe could use this for their business, but also just if you're a creator that wants to grow, share this with maybe a friend or use it yourself. I really hope there was a lot of value here, and we'll see you
in either next time or in the bonus content where we will actually talk about shorts.
So that's very interesting, very booming right now. Also very, very a good way to actually grow your audience and also grow your business if that's something that you're looking for. So we'll see you there.
See you there.